Okay, this is the second time I'm having to do this vlog today. I got it shot, got it uploaded to YouTube. Was getting ready to review it. Somebody had already viewed the other one time. And suddenly, that computer decided to reboot all on its own. And when it did, it deleted the vlog for today and a few other vlogs. I try to do these vlogs every day just to keep up with family and friends so they know what's going on. I'll tell you, what is that underneath there? It's nothing underneath there. Oh, I see. I've got a big, huge honking battery on my miniature laptop, and that's why it's raised up off the deck there, I guess. No, it's got little rubber pads on it. I didn't know that. That's just so cool. It really is. I didn't know it had those. I guess it's to avoid vibration. They're little rubber pads. But anyway, getting back to the subject at hand. I found out why I was so sick yesterday. Let me get a sip. I'm drinking some peach herbal tea. Yesterday, Linda and I went to eat at one of her favorite restaurants. I'm not going to name the restaurant. I finally got a hold of the manager. They don't put MSG on their food. However, I had him check a label on a can. They don't cook their own refried beans. They get them in gallon cans. Most Mexican restaurants do that. And I'll explain the MSG in a minute. But evidently the beans and rice that went with the steak had a lot of MSG in those refried beans, and that even a little bit makes me deathly ill. I'm going to go way back and tell you about a true thing that happened. I have an aunt, however you want to pronounce it, A-U-N-T, named Dixie Lynn. She is a widow. Her late husband's name was Bob Lynn. About 20 years ago, Linda and I and the boys were still living in Dougherty, D-O-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y, a little town that way, about 9 miles from where I'm sitting. Anyway, she and Bob went to see my mother, my late mother. She lived on a Brookside Terrace, and it right off of Shields Boulevard in Oklahoma City, and they went to a Wendy's, and my Aunt Dixie had a salad. Linda remembered what she'd eaten. It nearly killed her. They evidently just really shook MSG on that tossed salad. A lot of places say MSGs just enhance the flavor, but the real purpose is to be an appetite suppressant if you use a lot of it. She had to be taken to the emergency room, and I believe they had to pump her stomach, but I do know that they put her on an IV for about an hour to get it out of her system, where she, they could flush her system so she could go home. Nearly killed her. I think my mother had something similar wrong with her. It's genetic. I'm deathly allergic to monosodium glutamate. I mean, okay, I had some indicators. This hand, I'm left-handed, and I didn't realize I put this glove on. It's got a slit right there. I'll have to see if I can sew that up. But this is the hand that's had damage. This one I haven't damaged, but it hurts all up through there. My joints hurt extra bad today. And last night, my allergies were so bad I had to take double my allergy medication. Sticking to the chair. I was up really late. Finally went to bed, and the next thing I knew, it was morning and I had to go get a shower. It was awful. I'm still aching in my forearms, in my head, in the back of my neck, everywhere I've had injuries, which is most of my body. It hurts so bad that I missed prophecy class last night, and I just don't do that. You got to understand something. My wife and I and other folks that are part of our retinue, our folks, enjoy going to prophecy class. Jerry puts it on, it's great. Now we've got a textbook to go with it, and we're going to be doing it Monday nights and Thursday nights, which is cool. I enjoy that. But I really didn't know if I was going to die or not last night when I went to bed finally. That's how bad I hurt. I stayed up. Linda and I read scriptures. We're in the book of John right now. And then I played video games for her. And the pain was intense. It's still pretty bad. It's just not as bad as it was. But I prayed real hard to figure out what was wrong, and then I realized it started right after we had supper. And the thing about refried beans, all Mexican restaurants use canned refried beans. I don't know any that cook the beans and then mash them up and then refry them. It's just faster, easier, and a lot cheaper. You know, any kind of business, you've got to make money. If you're not making money, if you're not turning a profit, you've got an expensive hobby, not a business. And it's very much so with restaurants. I worked in restaurants, and when I was younger, and I understand business. Well, a lot of times on those canned refried beans, it'll list MSG, and sometimes it will just say flavor enhancement rather than, or enhancer, rather than saying that they put MSG in it. And that's what made me sick yesterday. Lynn and I went to breakfast this morning, lunch, late breakfast, brunch, whatever you want to call it. And then we went by Lodge 3, which is now the office for Deer Creek Outdoors, Deer Creek Lodges and Canyon Breeze Motel, and sat. Linda took a toy to Lee. See, Lee likes to choose plastic bottles, and so does Mia. So Linda took them a little X that's made out of I don't know what, but it was fun watching Mia and Lee wrestle over it, pulling it, and then Lee got sent to jail, he is so sweet, but he's a puppy, and he's so rambunctious. And today's a very busy day over there. A lot of people coming in to rent rooms, rent lodges, pay for the lodges. They're sold out this weekend, so Matt really can't let Lee run all over the place. He'll let him out every now and then, and it's just a good setup. We waited for my best friend Jerry to show up, and he finally showed up, and we had to leave because Linda has to do this hair thing with Aurora and Zara Rose. And I needed to come back here to take care of some stuff that I still haven't taken care of. I was getting ready to review my vlog, and lo and behold, it was gone. And it'll probably say owner deleted. It wasn't YouTube that deleted it, and it wasn't me. It was that computer. I thought about from now on uploading the vlogs in my bedroom, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just make the best of a bad situation. And what else is going on with Fat Boy here today? Well, when Linda gets back from doing all that, she and I will have to go to Walmart. I have to. I've got to buy it's a AC DC conversion power supply, universal. I need to get a couple of them. I've got one over there, but I don't want to take it off of what I got it on. I'll do this with one, that way I can check it out, and it'll probably be tomorrow morning when I check it and everything else out. I don't want to have to get involved doing all that. Today I'll just buy the component, and I'll keep the component in the house until I come out here in the morning. And what I'm going to do here shortly is when I leave the office, I'm going to turn the air conditioning off because I won't be out here, and then I'll have Brandon come out later before he goes to bed, turn it on low, and leave it running overnight. That way it's really cool when I come out, because let me tell you something, it's 103 degrees out there. I'm gonna look on the Weather Channel and see what it says. Yeah, 103. It's only going to get down to 80 degrees tonight. It's been as high as 109 here lately. Let me see what the 10 days going to say. Get rid of that mess. Going to get up to 100 tomorrow, and then it drops down to the high 90s and stays. So it'll bust 100 on those other days. Have no doubt of it. Got to pour me some water up. Ew. Oh. Matt and Mike are busy working over at the office. Jerry's over there with them probably right now visiting. Everything's coming together like it should. I think that my personal opinion, I don't believe business is going to slow down. I think God's got his hand on that business, because godly individuals, people that truly appreciate the Lord and what He can do for you, are in there right now running it. I'm not saying that it wasn't that way before with Jerry and Diane, but they've not had a good track record on employees, simply because most of the folks were wanting to see what they could take from Jerry and Diane. They wanted their money. They wanted their their property. To be blunt about it, and I really believe that it would take a lot to convince me otherwise. I'm a trained observer. I used to catch guys doing that for a living, and then I did it after I retired officially, and did it as a consultant, and I've never been wrong in my assessment. Makes for a little bit of a bad ego with me. I have a monstrous ego to begin with, and that just feeds it when I'm right all the time, but I'm usually right when I make an assessment on someone or something. And these two guys that are working with Jerry, they don't work for him, they're going to be leasing everything and taking over Jerry's business. They're sharp as a tree full of owls. There's no no moss growing on their brains. Matt or Mike, either one. I'm going to explain how easy it is to steal from someone that has a lot of businesses. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just explaining how it is and can and has been done. Let's say you've got 5 businesses with 5 different credit accounts, and part of that is for maintenance on your property, and you've got local stores that will let your employees sign to get stuff to do their job, and the employees go in and they sign. Well, they get an extra tool, and it goes home with them. It stops being Jerry's and becomes theirs. They get supplies. Part of those supplies goes home with them, and they stop being Jerry and Diane's supplies. And that I've observed happen to my best friend over the years, and he just didn't want to believe somebody would do that. But they did, and they will if you allow it. It becomes real easy. Diane used to tell everybody working for them that she needed the receipts from stuff they're doing so they could go ahead and keep track of it. And they had a couple of folks working for them, and I'm not going to name names, that thought it was funny to lose receipts, quote unquote, to make her worry. No, it makes her growly, and that's not a good thing to do to anybody. It's not funny at all. It's cruel. So, you see, you take a dog and you put him in a corner and you kick that dog a lot. Before long, that dog is going to lunge and bite you. And I really believe that is what has happened to Diane, is people have been mean to her and cruel to her in ways that might not seem cruel, but it didn't need to happen, because she's a child of our Father in heaven too. And she has done her best to take care of the businesses and take care of Jerry. She loves Jerry with her whole heart. She's in love with him, and he loves her. He's in love with her. And they've just had too many people interfering with them, and I believe those days are over. I think Matthew Stanley and Michael DeAust are going to make sure that the right thing is done from now on. I have a real good feeling about these two young men. I've analyzed them, and they're the real deal. So that's why I say the hand of God is going to be on this business, and I don't, on Jerry's business, I don't think it's going to slow down. Normally it would slow down and boom, you know, everything just goes to pot, and they have to live off of what proceeds they made during the summer months. I think that's going to be a thing of the past. I really do believe that. I believe Matt is, I've sat there and watched him work the telephones. He has an extremely good manner when he's on the phone with folks. He knows how to talk to people. He knows how to work those phones. And in the type of business they're in, you got to be able to do that. Well, he knows how. Well, that's enough of me ranting and raving. I've got to get off of here. I'm going to upload this one now and see if I can keep the computer from deleting it. I'll tell you what the problem was, and I've got basically 4 operating systems in that computer, and I had it on a wrong operating system a while ago, so I need to put it back on Windows, and I think the problem will be solved. Now, everyone watching this, don't have any doubt at all that I love you. I do, with my whole heart. I want God to bless you every way that God can bless you, and He's God. And like that sign right there says, be kind. Bye.